Hey guys, this episode is going to have everything. I'm going to show footage where I kind of went undercover and did some trades with some scumbags and they totally cheated me. And I got to experience what you guys got to experience, what you guys often experience when you're not a YouTuber and people don't know who you are and they just want to screw you over. I'm also going to be making a very complex trade to show you guys how it works when you have people that you do trust, people that you are working with. I'm going to show you where to find trades, how to connect with them, how to know if someone is a trusted person. I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to know if someone is a scammer and how to kind of avoid those things. It's impossible to avoid all scams, but in Frostborn, because the devs haven't set something up for us, this is all player created, but I'm going to give you the best tips that I could possibly give you to help you avoid that. And then to finish everything off, the research team has created a price list of every item in the game. So if you are curious, now things are worth different to different people, right? A free-to-play player is going to view steel plates very different than a pay-to-win player. But with that being said, the research team has done our best to take the pay-to-win player and the free-to-play players and try to mesh them a little bit to create a price list for you guys that y'all can use as a standard. Now, you may try to do a trade with someone and they're like, I'm not good with the JCF research team price. Like, steel plates are worth more to me than that, or a fire bow is worth more to me than that, or maybe it's worth less to you. The point is, when we show you that list, you're going to find some nuances in there that are not accurate in every situation, but it's just to give you guys a rough estimate so that you know, is this even close to fair? Okay, so to start off, I'm going to just do a kind of complex trade with you, with a friend of mine, someone who I know is trusted. They have high rankings in the Frostborn trade server, and so the first thing you do is you just go to the trade server, and when you're at the trade server, let me show you the trade server, and you go into the trades. Let's go over here to like North America. You can see all of these trades offered, and you want to find people that are either king of trade or that they've got, they're a trade master is the blue, and then a trustworthy trader is this light blue. And if they're any of those, then you can usually trust them. Okay, so I have here a trusted trader, Kingpin, Neurotic, that family, and so I'm messaging on Discord, and I'm saying I'm ready. And there's several different ways to match with each other, right? The best way to match with people is to do a raid like this. So this is what we're gonna do. Let's see how well it goes. Hit start, and we caught each other. Okay, great. That worked out well. It's a little nerve-wracking, obviously, but don't put yourself in a situation you're gonna screw it up. But so this trade is extra complex because it actually is going to be a 2-server trade, which is a little more on the complex side. Oh, don't. I wonder if I have a crappy bow somewhere. All right, I'm gonna grab this little hunter bow real quick. Kill this stupid wolf. Actually, let's see if I can probably one-shot it this way. There we go. That was kind of fun. So Kingpin's coming over. We're gonna do a 2-server trade, but I know this guy. Now I know this guy personally. I've already done things with him. He's actually, if those of you have seen the Richest Man in Frostborn episodes, he has given me like crazy amounts of gold bars. He's a big reason why I am the richest man in Frostborn, and so I know he's trusting. Hey, Kingpin.
Hi, where is that?
Oh, it is Neurotic.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, so I'm recording just to let you know.
Awesome. That sounds good. It's Gaia.
Awesome. It's great I'm excited about doing this this multi-server trade with you. I'm kind of showing people kind of everything about trading, and this is the perfect trade because it's such a complex trade to do 2 different trades on 2 different servers.
Definitely agree, and that would give some of the guys a bit of confidence as well. There's lots of guys are actually scared to trade. That's one thing.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I was pretty scared to trade um, before obviously I know a lot of people that are good at the game and they're like, no, you got to trade. And so I've been warming up to it, but I don't normally do a ton of trading.
Yeah, no, it is because you can't trust everybody as well. That's the biggest thing. You need to be quite selective on choosing your trades.
Hmm. And in this episode, I'm going to show how I started to try to get into trading the bad way, and I totally got scammed, and I wasn't.
Yeah.
And so showing people how that works and how scammers, there's just a lot of them out there, and they're kind of pushy, and they're pretty effective at what
Exactly.
they do.
Definitely. I'm at your base now. I've
I'm
got
at the
the stuff
top.
on me.
I'm at the top.
Okay. Your wolves is trying to attack me.
Whose wolves are attacking you?
Definitely yours. I killed some of them.
All right. Well, I tried to clear the way, but I guess I didn't do good enough. Okay,
Oh,
so
good.
all right, so here's the trading. Now, Kingpin's giving me an amazing deal, and part of this amazing deal is because of the nature of multi-server trading. Sometimes people are willing to get rid of a lot of stuff on one account, on one server, because they are wanting to they're wanting to move to a different server. And so you can get better deals sometimes when you do a multi-server trade, but Kingpin's also being extra nice to me because he just likes supporting the channel, and so he's being kind of ridiculous. Here's 10 fire bows.
And the rest is about to follow.
It's
There you
amazing.
go.
Thank you so much.
There's more.
I'm gonna run out of backpack space. That's it, right?
That's it. Yeah, that's
Okay,
it.
great. Awesome. Yeah. So now he's gonna get off, and I'll need to get back on because of the glitch. I don't want to lose a shield.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, but do you think we can try to make the trade on the other server within 14
Yeah,
minutes?
we can try that. I'm actually on the PC on the other account, so we can try it quick.
Okay, great.
Okay, it's giving me a timer of 1 minute. So in 1 minute you can add me to your family.
Great. That will be easy.
That's actually something I learned quite recently as well. How to get that 1 minute timer.
And how do you get the
Actually,
1 minute timer?
if you're in a family, let's say with your other alt accounts or whatever, then all you need to do is you need to kick all of that players, and at the end you leave the family as well. Then the leader gets a 1 minute timer to join a new family.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's quite interesting. I also didn't know that. Okay,
Well, that's
let's have a
convenient.
look.
So, guys, the first one y'all got to see it. It was I did a raid. We tried to match in a raid window, and so that's just the usually the easiest, especially if y'all are all level 99 families. If you've got similar accounts, similar levels, you could match that way. After that, you can try to match in zones. The green rock zone is possible, but from what I'm hearing is they made it even harder for people of different levels to match. So again, you kind of need to have similar levels, at least of the two of you. Your families don't have to match, but the two of you have to kind of match. And then the last way to match is what we're about to do here, is where I'm going to invite him into the family so that we can make a trade.
Okay, right. You can add my account.
Okay.
I made it available for selection as well. It's called Repair One.
Repair one. And is there a
One.
space in there? And is there a capital in there?
It's a capital R
Uh-huh.
and no space.
All right. Repair one. Level 20?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Invite.
Right, I've got it.
Awesome. All right,
There we
repair
go.
1. And do you have any chests?
I
Oh, yeah,
actually
here we
think
go.
I do.
Here we
I
go,
just want to
great.
have a quick browse.
Awesome. Do you want me to just to start putting stuff in there?
Yeah, that would be fun.
Okay, so on my account with my brother-in-law, this is kind of a chill account. I'm kind of doing whatever. I couldn't pass up the deal to buy a steel room. And so I went ahead and I bought a steel room. So you can see here I'm trading 200 steel plates and 100 maple. Now, this is not worth it for him, right? Because 10 fire bows alone is worth like 20 to 100 times as much, right? I mean, I could see people trading this for 2 fire bows, you know, and or maybe 1 fire bow. Some people, like, I know it's crazy. The fire bow's worth a lot, and this is not worth as much. But
It depends though. The value on beta is a lot lower than what it would be on the new global servers.
and that is the best point is the by trading cross server there is a different element of value. The beta server is richer in general, and so things are going to be worth a lot less. So this is a sweet trade for me because on that other account, I still do a lot of research. In fact, I'm going to have to, right after this, I'm going to do some soloing of the archives. Now, obviously, I'm not going to do that with the Firebow, but it's still nice to have that account really rich because I do projects like that all the time. And so it's really helpful for me to be really rich on that account. So that as I'm working on my Odin's tutorials right now, it's really nice that I can just, blow through. I'm probably going to blow through 5 wrath staffs. Now I'll get them down and I'll repair them. I'm not gonna get any poor on that account, but that's the type of stuff I do on that account all the time because I'm doing research for you guys. So it's really nice to make this trade. It was worth buying that metal room just to get those fire bows. Yeah, this is perfect. So I guess that's the trade, and I'm gonna go ahead and kick you out of the family if that's good.
Awesome, yeah, that would be awesome, Puerta, and appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot for it.
Thank you guys. Y'all are awesome, and I know y'all had to stay up late to make this work out with me, and I appreciate that.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, man.
All right, see you guys.
Right, enjoy.
So I'm gonna switch back over to the other account just so that right now there's a little bug going on that if you're not logged on when that raid window is over, then you end up not getting the shield. Bush Wookiee's like, why are we in a raid window? Sorry, Bush Wookiee, I should have told you guys. Okay, so we're gonna let that 5 minutes go by. And so we're just gonna sit here and I'm gonna show you guys. I went undercover and did some trading with random people who didn't know who I was, and I got scammed, and I did it partially because I wanted to know what it was like to not be the famous YouTuber that people are not gonna be cheating because they. So I wanted to know kind of like, what does a trade look like if you're just kind of a normal person? And I totally got screwed over in it. Okay, so here's the first time we talked for a while. And this guy, I'm pretty new to trading. Even now, I'm not the best at trading. I don't do a lot of trading. I know how to get everything that I need by myself. And so I just go get it. And it's better to do trading. You can get stuff faster if you trade. But usually when I trade, I have a lot of friends and I just do it with them. But this time I didn't. This guy was willing to trade me 40 dragon scales and 38 iron bars for assassin chest and pants. I thought that chest and pants was going to be almost broken. And so that's why it was believable to me. And so the first thing that really kind of made me feel a little uncomfortable. One, they made me go to their place instead of my place, and I was already like, I don't know. But I also didn't want them to raid me because I'm, this is Hermano Fuerza. Almost at the time I'm recording this, really no one knew that was actually me. Even my close friends, so I would get people be like, "That's not, you're a faker," and so this is my account with my brother-in-law, and but these guys, they didn't know. I think we talked about the YouTube channel, and they're like, "We don't know who JCF is," so it worked out. They didn't know who I was, and so they came, and immediately I thought, wait, they're putting this trading area in the middle of their base. They're not putting it on the edge. This is already kind of shady because it just makes me feel a little more trapped. But it was weird. It was weird because he put the stuff in there, and he went ahead and put it in the trading post. So it seemed like a pretty legitimate deal. I was like, this is a really good deal for me. And I had brought the extra nails because I thought this is too good of a deal. And so then I grabbed the chest and I put them on, and everything seems really good, and and then at this point he bolas me and throws his ice thing, which I'm still a little like confused. I actually didn't realize he was scamming me, because if you're a scammer, why in the world would you give me the stuff? Now he's going to lose 30% durability on both of those items. So I'm still confused. I have a hunter bows, but I don't have good pants on. And so I'm just kind of bandaging up, and I'm like, I guess I'm still processing. There's not really much of me to get away, but I could have maybe shot my bow at him at this point, but honestly, it was too fast. He got me with the bola, and it was over. And that was how they scammed me. And honestly, they were kind of bad scammers, because they could have easily done that same scam and just killed me when I got there without giving me the gear. So that was a little weird, but I learned from it. It was a very good learning experience. Basically, don't when people, and I wish I had recorded more of the conversation. Here we go. Okay, so I was like, no, yeah, mine's at the bottom of the base. I wear quilted gear. I'm giving him kind of like, hey, it's safe to come to my base. But my brother-in-law wasn't on. I didn't want to get rated 2v1, so I was being a little more generous than I wanted to maybe. They're like, well, we have a trading post too. Would it be possible for you to come to our trading post? I just built one. It's outside our base. I said, I'm recording. I will expose you if you betray me. And they're like, sure, go for it. And so here I am exposing them. If you find these guys, but they could just change their name, or they could come up with a new account and just like, obviously if you see these names, then they're scammers. So, kill them if you can, scam them back maybe, but only if you know that specific name. And even though I don't know if it's about scamming scammers, because they may just want to scam you back anyway. I don't know about scamming scammers. I'm not condoning that. But these guys are douchebags. Do not listen to them. And they're going to try to get you to come to their base. And so if you ever see this, if you see these guys, then do what is good in your heart too, but don't let them scam you. Okay, so this second time, I'm feeling a little more like skeptical, but I'm still working. I'm still trying to figure out how does it feel to trade in Frostborn. And so I was like, I've got a trading post at my base. Oh, this is it. I forgot about this. The biggest thing on this guy is it was a 3-person team, and one guy's like, oh, I'm the only person on. And I'm like, okay. First of all, you don't really volunteer that information because we had already said we're both on. And so if you're volunteering, hey, we're outnumbered. Oh, I'm the only person on. That's already screams it's a scam. But at this point, I knew I was doing this video. I wanted to kind of see how it went. So we came out with a deal, and he's like, I've got a trading post. I was like, well, we have one. Y'all have a bigger team. And he's like, well, it's only me and my one teammate. Bring your teammate. Okay, so he did say there was 2 of them, but the point is, there wasn't. We find out later. But it's a pretty cheap trade, and my brother-in-law is like, anything to keep them from raiding us. He hates being raided. Yeah, so he was cool with losing some items, and I was keeping the maple. Oh, that's right. So this time I'm getting a little smarter, right? I'm trying to get him to be like, I'm trying to get him to come over here. I'm verified. I'm trusted, but scammers are never going to trust you. They don't. Why would they trust you? They're scamming you, and they're trying to scam. Anyways, the point is, so I'm offering a good trade, 40 maple for the assassin set that I want. And so we go, I'm trying to get them trade. They won't trade. So this is another thing. These guys were not motivated to come over here. Like the timer was ticking, and they were kind of being pushy, but they weren't willing to come, even to do like, I'll trade 10 maple for, 1 piece. Oh, and another thing that I've kind of noticed from my limited experience with scammers is that they're often offering you a better deal than they probably should. So giving me, 10 maple for 1 piece of assassin gear, it's a good trade on my end. It's not crazy if someone's doing Odin's a ton to want to do that, but obviously they're not doing Odin's a ton because they were pretty low level. So I should have been kind of clued into that. Okay, so and here's the thing that I mentioned last time, where he has his trading post in the middle, and I just think that's an indicative of a scammer. If they've got their trading post in the middle of the base, then you can't run as far, right? You can't kind of get around it, and so it's easier to trap you. I'll probably not trade with non-friends again or non-trusted traders again, but if I do, I'm definitely not going to do it if they have them in the middle of their base. But I knew I was recording this episode, and so I was like, okay, we're gonna see how this plays in. And so you can see this. Look at this. Look how ridiculous. This is pretty ridiculous. You got a door here. You've got the trading post up here. This is such a ridiculous trade. So we're like, okay, we're here. We can do the whole trade. And I'm like, don't hold weapons. So he comes out naked, which is cool. So he comes out naked. I'm like, hey, I have the stuff. Do you have the stuff? And so he puts on the assassin gear to show that he has it. Still no weapons. Everything's looking okay. And then right here, you can see, his teammates over here in good gear, flashed open a little bit. We don't have anything on. And so he's like, well, how do you know we have the maple? And I'm like, look, we're at your base. You have the advantage. We can't, but time's running out. Things are getting nerve-wracking. And so here I'm like, okay, just give 2 pieces of the gear. And of course they continue to stall. They're not giving the armor. And I'm just kind of sitting here waiting for him. I'm like, I know what's going to happen. There's 20 seconds left. And he's still wearing the armor, but he's not giving it. And then of course they just kill us. So I'm glad I kept the maple in my inbox because, again, I'm wising up. So again, if you guys meet Dr. Fire, Fiber, or Death 15, these guys are more scammers. I guess they didn't have a third teammate. For some reason, I thought that they had a third teammate. But these guys are, obviously scammers. And really, anytime you see a trading post in the middle of your base, don't, of the middle of the person's base, really, I just don't trust people who are kind of wanting you to come over to their base. And the truth is that will probably mean you won't be able to do like 90% of trades, because if everyone that is trustworthy isn't trusting someone else, then no good trades are going to happen. And that is why Flaw Power, who's one of the research team members, and tons of other Frostborn community leaders have created all these different trade servers to help people make good trades. And so it's really important to kind of utilize their system in those trade centers so that you can, if you want to do trading, you can be with the people that are trustworthy and are worth trading with. And I just got a message from Kingpin and Neurotic, and they were just like, oh no, you're helping us as much as we're helping you. And that just always feels good. And that's really what trading's about. There are people out there that want what you have, what you like farming in this game. They don't like farming in this game. And so you've got a ton of something that they want, and they might have something that you want. Sometimes that's because they just farm differently. Maybe they do Odin's a lot and you do a lot of farming. That is a great way to trade. But other times it's someone who spends a lot of money on the game with someone who doesn't spend money. The person who spends money wants to get leather strips, and you can't buy leather strips. You have to have someone who is farming them bring them to you, and so they may trade steel plates for leather strips, and you may be like, I'm getting the best steel ever. I mean, in order to do, I could do a little bit of work for leather strips, and I can end up getting tons and tons of metal plates, steel plates that would take me 100 times as long to do the actual grinding to get those steel plates. In fact, I would say you should never actually flatten steel bars, okay? You could trade a steel bar for probably 5 steel plates. I'm not exactly sure a number on that, but it's a lot. Steel plates, because of pay-to-win people, have really deflated the value of a steel plate, and a steel bar is worth a lot more. Okay, so as promised, I said I'd give you 5 tips for checking if someone's a scammer, and believe it or not, that footage is not in the 5 tips. The 5 tips are, so if you go over here to the Frostborn Trade City, which I think is the biggest trade server in Frostborn, the main thing you're going to look for is, are they verified? You want to make sure that they are a verified trader. And you want to obviously make sure they're in the same server as you. That's not to make sure they're trustworthy, but just to make sure that you're not wasting your time. And then there's trustworthy trader. This is someone who has done several trades, and the person trading with them has vouched for them, saying, yes, they did a good trade. And then there's trade masters, which I actually don't know what all of these mean, but this is even more trustworthy. And then there's content creators. And then there's me, which I'm a trustworthy trader, even though I've only done 1 trade. I guess people they've seen my videos, so they know I'm trustworthy because of that. So I may have gotten a little bit of special treatment on that, but because they know who I am. But normally it takes a lot more work to get a trustworthy trader status. So the second tip is to get them to screenshot and show you the items. And so if I were to be trading these items, which I'm not, I wanted to keep all these fire bows. If I screenshotted this, it would show the items and my name. That's just one way of helping connect. Okay, they have the items they say that they are going to trade. That's just one way of weeding a few people out. If they said they were going to trade something and then they're like, they can't show you a screenshot of the items that they said they were going to trade, then that may be a way of weeding them out, because obviously if they're going to trade, they're going to have the items already. It's going to be real easy for them to screenshot it. So that's the second way of just kind of being a little more clued in. The third thing to do is avoid trading in family zones. If someone wants to trade in a family zone, it's not bad. It's just dangerous, okay? So if they're wanting to trade in this zone, that's fine. But if it's any of these zones and they want to trade in the family zone, that can be dangerous because they can have teammates that you're not aware of just kind of pop out of nowhere. And those teammates can be in aggressive mode even if that person isn't in aggressive mode. It's also important to make sure that the person you're trading with is not in aggressive mode. Make sure y'all are both not on aggressive mode. Everything's kind of cool in a single player zone. It just makes everything a little bit safer to keep them from turning on you. And really, if you aren't safe, even if sometimes you can be trusting because it seems like a trusting person, but you're just kind of asking for it, that sometimes you can actually bring out the worst in someone. It's still wrong that they did it, but you want to be careful not to allow them to screw you over. So the fourth tip on trading is when you're trying to team up with that person, make sure not to bring any valuable items. Not like literally not even the items that you're trading, because if things can go wrong, especially if you're going into PvP zone, things can go wrong and you don't want to lose it all, because if you're trading a lot of valuable stuff and someone kills you that isn't that person, then you didn't get scammed, you just went into a zone with a bunch of valuable stuff, and that just is embarrassing and dumb. So don't do it. Go naked. Once you guys connect and you're like, okay, we both have the same zone, then have one person leave, go get their stuff, and kind of scout it out, kind of get a feel for the zone and how safe it is, and then have them come back, and then they go and get their stuff, and then they come back, and then you trade just those things. Both of you not in aggressive mode, which would then allow you to team up on someone that was in aggressive mode and tried to attack you guys. You have that advantage of the two of you guys working together. And then the fifth and final tip is to log all of your successful or unsuccessful trades in the trade logs right here. So you can see lots of successful trades. Lots of people are making some great trades. Massives for maples, pendants for ghost flowers. Oh, that's a good deal. Anyways, there's a lot of good deals on here. Stuff that you may have a ton of and someone needs a lot of them, and so you make that trade. Oh, here we go. Here's our trade. Trade with Forza, 10 Virabows, 10 Rastaves, or 5 Rastavs, one set of... I actually didn't even pay attention to all the stuff. And then I traded that. So, official trade. But anyways, the point is the fifth tip is to log it as a successful or unsuccessful trade, so that other people don't get scammed, And then you go here on the scammer list. John Main, Discord, proof, video, info and screenshot. So, verified trader. Oh, maybe I don't know. Anyways, I'm still trying to figure out a little bit of how this works, but it looks like you can see a whole list of dirty traders that you don't want to trade with, and so you might want to keep a lookout for people that are reporting as scammers, and people that are actually verified scammers, and then potential scammers. There's a lot. The Frostborn community has done a lot of work to help you guys be as informed as possible. Obviously, it'd be really great if the devs listened to the research team's advice and created that network of using silver for us to trade with each other through an actual in-game setup, and it would just be so much better for all of us. But in the meantime, they don't, and so Frostborn, we have taken, as a community, we have taken on ourselves to create this really intricate trading system, and it's really a magnificent thing what the community has done. And so I will be happy when the devs add a really good trading system, but in the meantime, I just marvel at what the Frostborn community has done so well. So on that note of the Frostborn community being amazing, I have here the research team, which in this case is pretty much just Spicy, a awesome trader, and we've had a few other research team members help him a little bit, but mostly Spicy did most of this work. He created, actually I want a big shout out to Flaw Power as well, and Sklint, they definitely helped him. Spicy did his best. Spicy does a ton of trading, and he did his best to create a list of the value of every item in the game. And so basically everything's based on leather strips. Leather strips is the ultimate commodity in the game because you can get unlimited amounts of them. You can just go grind over and over and over again and get more leather strips, and you can then turn each leather strip is worth 6 points at the altar of Odin, because every 5 leather strips can make a pickaxe, and a pickaxe is worth 30 points. So a strip is worth 6 points. So 10 strips is worth 60 points, so on and so forth. And so you can see here that he took everything. So 10 wood is worth 1 strip. 6 planks is worth 1 strip. 5 charcoal is worth 1 strip. These are the prices that he came up with based on being very well informed and studying the Frostborn trade city. These numbers are not going to be accurate for every person. And one thing to keep in mind is Spicy in particular is a pay-to-win character. As you guys, if you've seen our new pay-to-win series, he is supporting me $100 a month to play with him, and really he's just doing it to support the channel. But we are having a lot of fun making some crazy videos for you guys. But I have noticed, as a generally more free-to-play minded player, that some of his prices are not what I would pay, and like I would happily give that many leather strips for a steel plate or something like that. And so let's see, yeah, so steel plate is worth 10 strips. Steel ingot is worth 15 strips. In my opinion, this is not a big enough disparity, which actually impresses me, because if anyone would put a more disparity, it'd actually be Spicy, because he's more pay to win. He would value steel plates as less. So that actually really encourages me. That makes me think that he's really doing a good job with this. But we're going to keep refining this. This list is now owned by the whole research team. And so if you guys have anything that you're like, no, that does not work, we don't like that, 10 plates aren't worth 6 leather strips, and you can show through trades, actual trades, verified trades, this is what it's actually going for, we'll go and tweak it. And we're going to keep updating this list, and we're going to keep making it better and better. But you can see here that it goes all the way up to the Helm of the Treacherous being worth 240 strips. We've got advanced smelters, which are worth 125 strips. A lot of people will just buy an advanced smelter instead of getting their district level up high enough to craft one of their own. We got a fire bow, which is worth 240 leather strips. So we're going to keep tweaking these numbers, but this sheet is now available to all of you. It's going to be in the research team documents, which the link to those research team documents are in the pinned comment of this video. Go ahead and check out some of the other stuff we have for you guys. That we're just going to keep adding more and more sheets like this so that you have the stuff you need anytime you need it. Well, that's it, guys. Hope that helps. Big shout out to the research team and to really everyone, the people that have been trading, the people, Flaw Power and his team for making Trade City. I love this community. The Frostborn game community is fantastic, and what we are doing, we're just taking this game to a whole new level. Hopefully the devs will catch up and kind of add some of the stuff actually in the game. But in the meantime, I just think what we're doing is pretty awesome. All right, guys. I'll see you next time.